William Schindler has been a student at St. Stephen's for the past 4 years. During his time here, he has been on the varsity football team, weightlifting team, track team, wrestling team, and he is the vice president of the Mycology Club. Please welcome Will.
I'm not here to sugarcoat it. Even after 4 years, hundreds of speeches, thousands of classes, and countless hours of homework, I have nothing to say to you. I lived through my years of high school expecting some revelation on what to talk about for my senior speech, but even now at this moment, I have nothing. No eureka, no hard sought truth, no undisputable wisdom. I feel as if I'm the same person walking out as I was walking in, and I can't tell where that leaves me. I feel as if years of experience have yielded me nothing more but confusion and disillusionment. Constant struggles of mental, emotional, and physical endurance with nothing to bear but the disappointment and lingering regret. Where along the line did I go wrong? What was I supposed to do? Was all of this inevitable? One day, each of us woke up, slightly less excited to be awake, slightly less excited to be alive, slightly less excited to do things we used to enjoy, and slightly less excited to be with the ones we love. People talk of childhood innocence, but what I truly miss is childhood enthusiasm. Each day has the potential to be the best, most memorable day of our lives, and the vast majority of us pass on that opportunity without a second thought. What kind of life is it to live for the next day, to live for the weekend, to live for your company permitted 2 weeks of vacation? I know this sounds like your run of the mill existentialism, but is it more so that it's cliche, or is it just too painful to accept? None of us like to think that the best days are behind us. Nobody likes to think that the rest of our lives will be remembered by X's on a calendar, but that is the reality many of us live, and unfortunately, it goes without protest. Many of us have discontent for our lives now, but that only lets that feeling of not bad. Many of us have discontent for our lives now, but only let that feeling linger briefly and not long enough to actually initiate change. It's almost as if we're afraid to change, even if it means for a better situation. It's like the saying goes, the problem is not to find the answer, it's to face the answer. We are told that all will make sense in time, and that we can look back on these days as a time of blissful ignorance, even though many of us never really grow from our ignorance. Many of the same people who hold on to this optimism don't actually reflect on their lives, or don't share and grow from their reflection. Truthfully, I don't blame them. A person can only handle being wrong so much, and when the realization that their lives have slipped from their grasp truly renders in their mind, their only reaction is to deny it, because it's easier than facing the truth. We have to believe that things will get better with daring conviction, because nothing besides hope keeps us alive. My father once told me, Die Hoffnung stirbt zuletzt, which translates to hope dies last in German. And every day since he told me this, I believe it more and more. So many people, myself included, have had times where hope is all you can rely on. And maybe the perseverance it created demonstrates its worth. But it's also possible that always relying on hope is the very thing that keeps us down. Because if you're convinced better times will always come, you won't be motivated to change your circumstances. It's a thing known as the region beta paradox, where if your situation isn't good, but also not bad enough to make you change, you never will, just living in your mediocrity because you survive. So then I ask you, how bad do things have to get before you're done with just surviving? Now, I don't claim to have the solution to any of this. Seneca would say that the whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Henry David Thoreau would say, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. And others will say that no one will do for you what you will need to do for yourself. Maybe they're all right. Maybe not. I already lost where I am. This is everybody's first time being alive, and to think that anyone has figured out is crazy. That mere fact should bring us all closer together, but it doesn't. After all, I've listened to 100 of these speeches and never once acted upon the advice I was given. We all somehow think that our situation isn't applicable, or that idea wouldn't work for us, or we just fully discard the lesson because of our personal biases. It makes no sense that we share the same plights as others, but refuse to acknowledge the solutions others have come up with. With that in mind, I'd like to finish not with my own words, but with the words of William Ernest Henley in his poem Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Rather briefly, I know I said it was done, but I would like to thank all my teachers over the years, especially Mr. Johnson, Mr. Whelan, Ms. Wilds, and Ms. Pashevitz. I would also like to thank my siblings, Jack and Sophia. Growing up with both of you has been a journey, but I'm glad I've gotten to share with you both the highs and the lows. Thank you to my mom for her love and support despite frequent disagreements and misunderstanding. I'm glad our relationship has gotten better over the years, and I hope it continues to do so throughout college. I love you. Thank you to my stepmom, Annalena. I know I make you more mad than anyone else, but I know no matter how angry you might be, it comes from a place of love and care. Thank you for being there through all the years. A final, special thank you to my father for always fighting for me no matter the circumstance. I will never meet anybody smarter than you or more caring than you, and I hope I can follow your example and be a fraction of the man you are. I love you.